Hey, this is Troy White, and you're with Cooking at the White House. And today we're going to be making homemade chicken and dumplings, and it's from scratch. But I did cheat a little bit. I got a roasteria chicken, and I went ahead and shredded it up. That way, it just saves you a lot of steps. But what we're going to start with is the liquid first, because get that to a gentle boil, and then we can start on our dumplings. So we're going to come over here and get our chicken broth in. We got 5 cups of chicken broth here. We're going to pour into the pot. And what I did, I just had some bouillon cubes, and I just put them in here. I put 5 of them in here and filled it up with water. All right, we're going to take our canned milk, whatever kind you want to get. Well, the brand doesn't matter, but it is full fat. And I put about 3/4 of the can in here. It's a little bit left in here, about right to there. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and put in some milk, and it's right over here. Let me get it for y'all. And this is whole fat milk, not you can use 2% if you want it, but I prefer whole fat because I like that rich flavor. And I just pour it in. There is 8 cups to a half a gallon, and I put in probably about 5 cups of it. Yeah, somewhere in there. All right. You can just measure it and see how it goes. If you need more, you can always add. It's not a problem. Okay, now that we got the milk in, I'm gonna put in a 12-ounce can of cream of mushroom soup. What we're doing here, we're adding flavor. You're building levels of flavor, and you want that in your chicken and dumplings. You want that rich flavor, and this won't overpower the chicken flavor at all, but you want that cream of mushroom in there because it just adds another level of flavor. All right, got that in there. I'm gonna add 1 12-ounce can of cream of chicken. Let's get that in there. Oop, I'm making a mess. It happens. All right, here we go. All right, got the cream of chicken in there. And I've got 2 tablespoons of poultry seasoning. And this is really important to put in here. This gives you a great flavor for your chicken and dumplings. All right, now I'm gonna take my whisk, and I'm just gonna make sure it's mixed well in here. It'll break the soup up and get this going. And you want to go ahead and turn this on. You want to get this to a gentle boil before you get your dumplings going in. All right, we're going to head over here and we're going to get our dumplings going. Okay, we've got the broth heating up, and it's going to come to a gentle boil. And now what we're going to do, we're going to start on our dumplings. This is the good part. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to put in about 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and I want to get that mixed in there before all right, I got about 2 teaspoons of baking powder in here, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt. You want your dumplings to have some flavor, and then I'm going to cut, or mix rather, the baking powder in here, and then I'm going to cut my Crisco in. All right. And what you want this to be about the size of peas when you get it all cut in. All right. It takes a few moments, but just keep working with it, and you will get it all broke down. And if you don't have a pastry cutter, which is what this is, you can use a knife or you can use a fork, and it'll do the same thing. It just takes a little longer. Okay. All right. You know, a lot of people get really intimidated when it comes to making biscuits or making dough dumplings for the chicken and dumplings, but it's really as simple. All I put in here was some baking powder, about 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and I put about 2.5 tablespoons of butter flavored Crisco and a little bit of salt, and that's all you need. And now I'm going to pour some milk in here, and this is really the way I make my biscuits also. I may add just a little bit more Crisco for my biscuits and stuff, but I just pour some milk in here. And if you need to, you may want to start out measuring it, but I've done this for so long that I just don't hardly measure anything anymore. I just eyeball it and I can tell what I want. So I'm just going to be stirring this, get this incorporated in. I think just the other day was the first day of fall. Yeah, and so I thought chicken and dumplings would be good, even though it's really not cold here in Arkansas. All right, I'm almost through here. Now some people, when they make their dumplings, they want their dough to be stiff, but I found out I had almost the same consistency as my biscuits. I don't do them real stiff, and they turn out great. And I'm going to show you a little bit of a tip and a trick on how not to get your dumplings clumping together, because it gets all gummy. And I'll show you how to prevent that when we get going here. Okay, this is why I have a little bit of extra flour right here. It's for my dumplings here. You just pour it in your bowl and pour it on top, all the way to the side here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you pour it to the side right here, flour, and then on top of your dough. And that way, when you turn it over, it's not going to stick. It's going to fall right down, and it'll move. It won't stick to your bowl at all now. Now, go ahead and put some more flour. Just flour my fingers a little bit. And my hands are clean. I washed them before we started. Okay, what we're going to do here is I'm just going to knead my dough and just go ahead and put some extra flour on top, and that way it gets on your hands and it won't stick. And you just roll it from side to side. I'm just slinging it out everywhere, but you just roll it from side to side. And whatever extra flour you need, when you feel it sticking a little bit, just put it in there. And I'll do this about 5 times, 5, 6 times, something like this, just till I form a ball and it's staying together. And I'll bring it up. And my dumpling dough is ready. And what I'll do now, get that out of the way, bring my board over, and you want to flour your board. And I'll get a rolling pin here. Flour your rolling pin and just start working it out. Always start in the middle and just start working it out. And you want to, just like if you ever work dough, you know you got to keep it moving or it's going to stick to the bottom. So take it, move it around. You're not going to hurt it. I love chicken and dumplings. They have such a, I don't know, just a comfort. It's just a comfort, and to me, nostalgia, because I grew up on it. My mom, she is known for her cooking, and that's where I've learned almost all my cooking is from her. And see where it starts sticking? You just add a little more flour. You're not going to hurt it. Okay, and I'm going to turn it again. And what I try to do is get the size of my board. I want me to roll it. I want to roll this out completely to the side of the board, size of the board. I'll talk straight here in a minute. English is my first language. Anyway, I hope it is anyway. Y'all might not think so. All right, here we go. All right, it's getting there. And you do want your dumplings. I like them thin. Now, I know some people, they like to do the drop dumplings, and they're the big round drop dumplings. But from my neck of the woods, my mom and all of us, we always rolled them out, and I like them thin, and they're not gummy. And I'm gonna show you how to put them in there where they will not stick together. Well, that's about it right there. All right, now we're gonna cut them. Let me put this on here. Whoa, got a little bit of stickiness right here. There we go. All right. And what I do, I just get a pizza cutter, and I should have already had this out. I forgot about it. Here it is. Do y'all have junk drawers? We do. Got things everywhere. Okay. And what I do with this, I just start cutting. I just do it up and down. You know, doing it with the rotisserie chicken, it saves you time. I can usually, within 45 minutes, if I use a rotisserie chicken, I can have it ready in about 45 minutes, and it's from scratch. Okay, then just go this way. And see, it's really not that hard to do homemade dumplings. I know a lot of people, they get intimidated by it, but if you follow these simple techniques, it's easy, and you will get the hang of it. All right, and this is one of the tricks I do right here, is I take the flour, it's already floured underneath, and I sprinkle again, because I want that flour all over the top of these also, and this will thicken your broth, and it'll keep it from sticking. They will not stick together. All right, just like that. I'm going to transfer this over here to the other side, and as soon as that comes to a gentle boil, we're going to start transferring our dumplings inside. All right, now this is what you're looking for right here. You want a gentle boil, you don't want a hard boil, and also you see this, you can see a little bit of the butter. That's butter that's floating around in here. You can't see it as well, but because it's boiling, but you should see some veins of butter in there, because that's where you, a lot of flavor in that, and you want that. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my chicken that I already shredded last night. Let me get on this way. Yeah, that way you can see it better. Yeah, you see all that butter coming up right there? You want that. That's a lot of flavor right there. And I did put 1 stick of butter in it. Unsalted butter. That way you can control the salt, how much you want in it yourself. Because I haven't salted the broth yet at all. I'll do that last. Or here, just in a minute I will, rather. Okay. Let me get a spoon here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put some salt in here and some pepper. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get some salt. A good pinch of salt, because you do want some flavor in that. And some pepper. Alright, and that's going to come up to a gentle boil again. But it's hot. It's boiling hot right now. Okay, we put our chicken in the broth and stuff, and it brought it down from a boil, because you want a gentle boil. It's important when you start putting your dumplings in. But I did add a stick of butter to it, like I said a while ago, and also added about 2 cups of water, because I wanted a little bit more broth. And you want that in there. What we're fixing to do now, we're going to start our dumplings, and what I'll do, I'll just pick them up. And if I needed a little extra flour on them, I'll just dab it in. I always have a little extra flour on the side, and just drop them in. And that's what we're fixing to do now. Okay, we're going to start adding our dumplings in. There's a gentle boil going. And so just start adding them in. And just, you need a little extra flour. And this is all-purpose flour I'm using, not self-rising. You just add these in, and once you get them in there, you just let it boil for about 20 minutes, and they're ready. All right. Well, I'm not going to bore you with me putting all these in, what you haven't watched me, but as soon as we get them all done, we'll come right back. And if you see your dumplings are staying at the top, you can take a spatula or spoon and just gently push them down. You do not stir. If you start stirring, your dumplings will fall apart. You just gently push them down. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes and those dumplings are ready. We're going to get a bowl of them up and taste and see how they are. All right, this looks so good. If y'all could just smell this, it's nothing like chicken and dumplings. It smells so good. All right, here we go. And see, the dumplings are not sticking together. And when you flour them like that before you put them in there, it keeps them from sticking together. All right, there it is right there. Get some more. A little bit more chicken in there if I can get it. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. All right. All right, now comes the fun part. You get to taste it. And this is piping hot. That's delicious. You don't even have to chew that dumpling. It almost just melts in your mouth. It's so tender. That is delicious. Well, I hope y'all learn how to make the chicken and dumplings. Don't be intimidated by it. You get in there and just follow the steps that I showed you, and you can be making homemade chicken and dumplings for your family too. Hey, if you enjoy these videos, we'd like you to like and subscribe. That way you can get the notifications. You won't miss any of the videos. And this is Cooking at the White House. You have a blessed day.